In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to separate the eyes, the eyebrows, the eye blinks, and the hair from the head composition. That means to have each one in its own separate layer. For that, I'm going to start by duplicating the head composition 6 times. 1 copy for each part of the face we need. Right? So to do that, you have to select the head, then duplicate it here in the project panel, not here in the timeline, because this duplicates the layer, not the composition, and what we want is to duplicate the composition. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to duplicate the head, this head, which already has the animations, and from each copy I'm going to delete everything except the layer we are interested on. So I'm gonna go ahead and make 6 copies of the head here in the project panel. Okay, do that by pressing Ctrl D 6 times. There. And I'm going to put those copies in here above the head in the timeline. Drag it to the timeline, not to the composition panel, but to the timeline above the head. There. Okay, now let's rename every composition. Not from here, don't rename the layer, rename the comp here. Okay, these are the names we want. I want right eyebrow, then left eyebrow, then right pupil and left pupil, and right pupil, then blinks, and finally the hair. Okay, very good. Each one of these layers were centered. Hey. Oh! Wait. I hit Ctrl Z because I renamed the head. I want to rename the head 7. This one, sorry. There you go. Now, the hair is the only one, I maximized the timeline, the only one that has to be below every other layer. So I just click and drag it, put it on the bottom. Very good. Now, the same problem that we had for this layer, we're having it for these guys. The fastest way to control all the time remaps for every layer is by copying the time remap property from this layer. How do you bring the time remap property? Well, remember, press R 2 times. There you go, time remap. Select the time remap property and copy it. Now select every part of the face, these 5 layers, and then Ctrl and then the hair. Then Ctrl V. There! I have it. What? What's this? Oh, I made a mistake, sorry. Just gonna select these keyframes and put them to... I'm holding Shift to do that. Okay, yeah. Now select the last keyframe and delete it for each layer. Now, there you go. Okay. Now we are almost set. Now select everything, holding Control, and expand their duration. I'm going to zoom out here in the timeline by dragging this handle. And there you go. Now, this is what I want to do. I'm gonna go to each layer and delete everything except, for example, if I go to eye blinks, I'm going to delete everything except the blinks. Okay, so I select the eyebrows and delete them. Everything, delete everything, just leave the blinks. I'm gonna close that. I'm even going to close the head. Now let's go to the right pupil. Maximize this, and if this is right pupil, then I select from there, hold shift, select the top layer, then delete, then select the left pupil, the one below right pupil, and select everything below and delete. Do that for the other layers. I'm gonna speed up this part of the video. There. Now I'm going to collapse everything by pressing Ctrl A, then U, then clicking here. Okay. Now let's order these layers. I want the eyebrows on top. Then the blinks. Then the pupils. I like to have the left above the right. And then the hair last. There. This is what I have. I have eyes, I have the hair, I have the eyebrows separated, right? And the pupils. And also I have the pupils for this layer for the head. So I'm gonna go ahead and open head by double clicking on this layer in the timeline, head. And because I don't really want this to be like hidden, okay, that's not what I want right now, because we're going to reposition these layers to the head composition, and the fastest way to do that is, I'm gonna close the hair, is by having this with transparency instead of completely invisible. Let's collapse everything and hit letter T. That's the opacity. So let me take these guys and bring the opacity to around 40. There you go. That's it. Oh, the eyes. Sorry, the eyes have to be 100%. Everything else is almost invisible. So, hey. Oh yes! Oh, I made a terrible mistake. Oh yes. When I typed the number 10 here, I had the cursor here. So just make sure you have the cursor in the frame 0 and type 10. There. Now we have everything ready to start working with our controllers. Ha ha ha. So the next part is going to use a lot of expressions and a lot of math. Now don't be scared about math. The expressions work by themselves, and you can have access to them by downloading the project files. In there you're going to find the expressions text files, okay? So let's move on to the next lesson, in which we're going to be linking the controllers to the face. Oh, pretty exciting.